there I was, innocently scrolling on TikTok after a long day of work, when I came across an interview with David Spade. While the clip was only 30 seconds long, no one could have predicted that it would send me into a rabbit hole for like a week. Tops. As some of you may know, David Wayne Spade is most known for being a comedian, actor, and writer. All-around fun and infectious personality. But what some of you may not know is that he was at the center of a true crime. I'm Sherry Ferreira.
And I'm Helen Allen.
This is The Chalk Line.
Good evening, everyone, and the highlights of the news this Thursday.
When this video started making its rounds...
Okay, I'm confused.
It was crazy. Okay.
He's alive.
He's alive. Helen did ask me before this.
I know who David Spade is, and I know I saw him, like, just a week ago or something. So I was like, am I out of my damn mind? Am I talking about the same David Spade you're talking about? So he's alive, everybody, and yes. That's what we're going into the new year with.
There are no deaths in this one, but there was an attempt. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I mean, when this clip started making its rounds on social media, everyone was like, hold on, David Spade? This happened to David Spade.
The one we know.
Yeah.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, I will spend the next 5 minutes talking about his career. Just kidding. It's not going to be that long, but I just want to give him a shout out because I really fell in love with David Spade while watching him on two of my favorite sitcoms, Rules of Engagement and 8 Simple Rules.
I've never heard of Rules of Engagement.
Okay.
I know 8 Simple Rules, though, and I do love it.
Oh my God, John Ritter, how sad is that?
Yeah, I'm not attached. It's sad, but I'm, you know.
At the time, I was, like, attached, so it was sad for me.
Yeah.
But Rules of Engagement was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was so good. You would love it.
Never heard of it.
You would love it.
Was it on ABC Family also?
No, I think it was on NBC.
Got it.
Yeah. And they were just amazing shows, and after a while, I realized I was only watching them to hear David Spade, like, interject
his silly little voice.
Yes! I love him so much! He was also a cast member on a little show called Saturday Night Live in the 90s. Don't know if you heard of it.
Oh, that one I know.
Yeah. He also voiced Cusco in the 2000 movie called The Emperor's New Groove.
That's why I love his silly little voice.
I didn't even know that! And then I re-listened to it, and I was like, oh my God, that's David Spade. That is David Spade.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yep. And you know the guy that plays Kronk?
Yes! Oh my God, I love him because he also does that guy from Family Guy, Peter, in the wheelchair.
You're
no? Okay, never mind. But
yeah,
no, I know him.
I watch Family Guy. Look at me. Do I look like I watch Family Guy?
I would think.
I've
honestly
seen a few episodes because my siblings watched it, but like, not for me.
Okay.
Look at me.
Okay, you're right. No, you're right. No. Also, his sister-in-law is none other than Kate Spade.
Yes.
Like the fashions. I did not know that.
Who also met a tragic end.
Yes.
Not that David Spade did, because he's alive.
Yeah.
Don't know why I said that.
I don't know who you're shading right now, but it's... Okay.
That was really sad, though, a few years ago.
Yeah, no, it was very, very sad. David also famously starred in movies like Joe Dirt, Just Shoot Me, and Grown Ups. So let's start this case. We love David Spade. I think we've established that.
Yep, we're totally good on that front.
Good. Now, the case starts on the night of November 29th in the year 2000. David Spade is tased awake by his assistant. Now, the night before, they had been editing a movie.
Tased, you said?
Tased, like with a taser.
Okay,
yes.
Just making sure we're on the same page, because no one tases me awake.
I mean... I think I might need to start.
Imagine waking up by being tased.
I would be so mad. I love my sleep way too much. I think I would immediately just start fighting someone.
I'm the most dramatic that I would literally be like, I'm having a heart attack. I can't.
As they're standing over you, they're like, no, I just tased you. No! My heart!
Something else is happening.
Now, the night before, they had been editing a movie that David was in. They finished wrapping up, have dinner, and each go their separate ways.
What's this relationship like?
Very close.
Okay, friends.
He even calls him his buddy, like very close
male
friends.
Assistant?
Male assistant of 3 years.
And we don't think there's any funky business happening.
The way you rose your eyebrows. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, just wondering. Is David Spade married?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's single. For any eligible bachelors. David heads to his home in Beverly Hills and is in bed by 12. Research, this is a side note. I got most of my research from a 2019 Comedy Central interview, and the weirdest interview that he gave with Howard Stern in 2001.
About this?
About this.
Oh, I have to watch it.
You have to, but like Howard Stern's using like these sound effects, like dun dun dun, as he's telling the story. And I'm like,
Howard
this is
Stern
so
doesn't know how to do
wacko.
anything in a serious manner.
Well, I think that was the first of his interviews that I've watched from back then when he was like a little crazier or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just so thrown off. I was like, what is going on? Anyways, David says he woke up at 5 a.m. and felt like someone was staring at him. And, you know, we all get these feelings sometimes when, you know, you look over and you're like, oh my God, oh shit, that's someone in the corner. But, you know, it's not really anyone. Not this case. David says he woke up at 5 a.m. and it felt like someone was staring at him. This someone being his assistant.
Right.
And, you know, we all get these weird feelings sometimes, but when he looks over to his doorway, he sees his assistant standing there. But, you know, it's still the morning, it's dark. He doesn't even register that that's his assistant. He just sees a shadowy figure. Mm-hmm. Like I said, he describes how he was like barely awake and not even fully seeing who it was because the light was shining behind him. So all he saw was this like silhouette of a person there.
Wow. Okay,
which is
horrifying.
the thing of nightmares.
Yeah.
That's what I texted you. I was like, Helen, this is the thing of my nightmares.
Right.
I think I would die if this happened to me. Now, his assistant had his hands behind his back and said, oh, the alarm went off. So, you know, they called me. As David is processing this, he realizes it's his assistant, David Warren Malloy, nickname Skippy. Weird.
God loves peanut butter.
Yeah, I get. Honestly, well, I don't even know. Well, we'll see. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. That doesn't even come up later on. I just thought because he's 6'2" and like around 300 pounds that maybe he does like a little peanut butter in his diet. But that was just an assumption, and I was wrong. And it's not that hard to identify who it is because as he like regains his vision.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because you're skinny now.
Guys,
Doesn't mean you get the fat shaming peanut butter lovers.
Guys, I had the flu last week and I lost my appetite, which is like completely not me, you know? So it was very crazy. I'm very skinty.
Yeah, Sherry walking into the booth from the parking lot, she like
I blew
could
in.
have flown away.
Yeah. It was, the winds were very strong. Well, actually, they were very light, and I'm also light, so we kind of just...
So the two of you.
One and the same.
Off
One
together.
and the same. So after David regains his, is still waking up, he sees this guy. Oh, that's my assistant. He's 6'2", 300 pounds. I know that person anywhere, right? As his assistant moves closer, he asks, so there's nobody here? David sits up and says, wait, I didn't even turn on the alarm. But before he could even finish his sentence, Malloy punches him in the face and uses a stun gun.
Now, what would make him want to do this?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about after. There's like a lot of different theories, but I mean, I have a clear one that I think what it was about. And we're going to get into that. Love?
He loved
Love scorned? No.
Yeah, scorned.
No.
Well, okay, but my question is like, what the heck? You're David Spade's assistant. Isn't that like you got it in the bag?
Yeah,
You're good to go.
David's
Be
a cool
grateful.
guy.
It's
Not
the same
here.
thing I say about the people that complain about Ellen. Suck it up.
I mean, I did not see one thing of her like, you know, doing
Everybody
anything
was
besides like she had a bad
doesn't know
mood.
anybody's names, and it's like, would you?
Neither do I.
Listen, everyone in my work is lucky I know their names, and you know why? Because I'm not famous.
Right.
Soon as I hit fame, and everybody watch out, because it's close.
We just did a very good rendition of For the Longest Time. And you have no idea what that's going to do for our career.
As soon as I'm famous, I'm forgetting all of you bitches' names.
Because you're going to be like Ellen.
Absolutely.
Right.
I aspire to be like her.
Yeah. No.
A girl can only dream to be called mean in the workplace. You know?
I know.
I want to be a bad bitch.
But, like,
I want to be mean in the workplace.
Do you ever hear that about a man?
No, nobody's calling Jimmy Kimmel mean in the workplace. And
No.
I bet he is. Ooh, that guy just looks like he would.
Doesn't he?
He looks like he's hiding something from us.
A little bit.
I love him anyway.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
I
more
do.
like a Fallon.
I'm definitely more of a Fallon, but
Okay, good.
oh, absolutely. Gun
Good,
to my
good.
head, I'm picking Fallon
Good.
every time.
Right.
Nobody's holding a gun to
you're
my
not
head about
crazy.
the two Jimmys.
What situation would that be?
Tell me which late night host you like better.
And it better be one of the
Don't do it!
But yeah, no, know, you'd think he'd be grateful, but he just, like, snapped out of nowhere. David rolls off the bed and notices he's bleeding, and the two get into a tussle. David is literally fighting for his life. I mean, at one point, he managed to run to the front driveway, but every step he took, Malloy was just a couple of, like, seconds behind him.
So I want to know, because maybe people that are listening to this don't know who David Spade is, now is a good time to look him up, because he is not a big man.
No, he is very, like, he is short and petite.
He's petite.
He's petite.
A girl could only dream to look like David Spade.
So to be... Right. Like me.
See Sherry and David Spade, just like the wind.
Light as a feather. Light as a feather. Flock together.
Enough. No, but what I'm getting at is, like, wow, he must have really fucking fought for his life, because... You just told me this Malloy man is, like, gigantic.
6'2" and 300 pounds. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's not gigantic.
That is gigantic.
I don't know anything about weight. Like, I don't know what...
well...
So Matt is 6'2".
Right.
I don't think he's 300 pounds, though.
Right. Well,
he's going to be furious. Like, of course I'm not. I don't know. I don't know anything. If someone told me I was 300 pounds, I'd be like, sure. Is that a lot? I don't know.
But I look good, don't I?
I know.
Mark my figure.
I'm good for 300. I don't know.
But no, there is a considerable weight difference and height difference. So the fact that David was able to run away and, like, still hold his own was just crazy and incredible.
Right, yeah.
David explains how he was stunned in the chest, but while he was able to move, the entire time, like, he was just struggling. And he just kept asking, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? But Malloy stayed silent and was relentless in attacking him.
That is terrifying, too.
Right?
Just,
you're like, hey, buddy of 3 years,
hello?
What the fuck's going on?
Answer me while you're attacking me, at least. I
Please.
just want to know what's happening.
Right. Now, eventually, David had hit him hard enough to where Malloy dropped the stun gun, and David was able to escape. David ran to his bedroom, slammed the door, and locked it just as Malloy slammed into the back of it, trying to open it. So it was
oh my God. It's like The Shining.
Yeah, I've never watched that.
John! Why would you scream at that?
Your eyes!
Seen it.
But you looked very convincing.
Thank you. Call Jack Nicholson. I will fill in at any time.
I will not. Creepy. Now, David proceeded to slide under his bed and grab his shotgun. Thank God it was there.
Mm-hmm.
In the interview, David describes these moments he has realizing that he would have to shoot his buddy of 3 years and coming to terms with that all in a matter of minutes, right?
Right.
And how this person, how his friend, had just looked like a complete stranger to him.
Right.
It's so crazy. At 6:22, David places a 911 call and reports a robbery happening in his home. He then goes into the bathroom and closes the door. But it's at this point that David looks in the mirror and realizes the amount of blood that's on him, and he starts to feel like he is going to pass out. And he's scared of that. He's terrified of that because he realizes, oh no, if I pass out in this bathroom, no one's going to be able to find me. I'm going to be stuck in here and the police are going to get here and, like, they're going to take too long and something bad could happen. So
definitely.
There's, like, a million things going through his head right now. I have no idea what this experience would be like. And I think that's also why people were, like, freaking out about this clip, being like, wait, this all happened to David Spade, like the funny, happy guy?
Right.
That's insane.
Well, and also, like, my thing is, like, you said that his, like, tell-all was on, like literally a Howard Stern interview. And I'm like, why wasn't he on, like, 60 Minutes? Or, like, why didn't he sit down with Diane Sawyer? Like, for me, it's like, oh my God, David, I would have milked the drama. And he was like, I'm a funny guy. I'm leaving it at that. We're going to interview with Howard Stern. I'm going to call it a day. Like, what? I would have been like, oh my God, if Diane Sawyer's not in my living room in 25 minutes, I'm going to throw a fit. This is why they don't want me in Hollywood.
No, yeah.
That's why they don't want me in Hollywood.
I don't even think that's in the top 5. Not even in their top 5. I think you would fuck shit up in Hollywood.
I totally would.
I honestly think so.
Mm-hmm.
David gets enough strength, despite the blood and despite feeling like he's about to pass out, he gets enough strength to yell out the door, quote, I'm going to shoot you in the leg, and then I'm going to shoot you in the face.
Get him, David.
Right. And after hearing this, it triggered a memory from when I took a torts class in college. Yes, I am ashamed, but I think it's really relevant because I learned about this self-defense law called the Castle Doctrine.
Oh, I know it, girl.
Right.
Basically, if anyone comes in your house, you could shoot the hell out of them, and you're in the right because they shouldn't be coming in your castle.
Exactly. And it made me wonder whether it applied to California, which it does. So he completely was in the right to shoot his assistant had he done so. Spoiler.
Well, and not for nothing, that's just clear self-defense. He was being attacked.
Yeah.
Whether it was in his house or not, he had the right to shoot him.
No, yeah, I think if he's running...
Although I don't think he would have had the right to shoot him in the foot and then after in the
face. No, I think just the foot, and then after
David,
that would have been excessive
shoot him
force.
in the foot and run away.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. But
and also, David, don't narrate to him, hey, I'm going to shoot you right there, be ready for it, and then I'm going to shoot you right there, and you better be ready, and you better not run away, and you better not hide.
Even that I thought was, like, sweet.
I know, because he's still trying to give him an opportunity to get the hell out of here. I don't want to hurt you, but I'm protecting myself.
Right. David slowly opens the door after hearing nothing on the other side, and he's in fear, like I said, that no one will find him, so he finally takes that step out. He looks around, but no one is there, and eventually he makes his way to the front door with his shotgun in hand, and as the sun is rising, he sees a cop pull up. The cop orders David to put his gun down and says that they, so not just his assistant, but him along with several other people are, quote, around the front and they're searching the house.
Okay, so the assistant's still on the property at this point.
That's what, yes.
As far as David knows.
As far as David knows.
Okay.
Now, David pieces together that the whole scuffle happening in his bedroom was so that the assistant could kill him with his own shotgun, which is why he was trying to fight him.
He knew that it was there.
Yes, which is why he was trying to initially keep the fight in the bedroom. But David was really scrappy.
But my question is also, this assistant is so dumb as rocks because, like, why did he wake David up if he didn't have the shotgun yet?
Because if you remember, he asked him, is there anybody here? He needed to confirm that because at the time, David was dating a girl. I'm sorry, girl. I don't know your name.
Already forgetting names and you're not even famous.
It's just the way I roll. But he was dating a girl at the time, so I'm assuming his assistant thought, oh, if she's there, I can't kill him, you know?
Right, but, like, maybe grab the shotgun and then ask? He just, like, totally debilitated every opportunity to grab. Right, I mean, like, he couldn't after David was awake. It's like, hold on, David, actually, you stay right there. Just gotta grab something under your bed.
I don't know.
What?
I agree,
Dumb as rocks.
Or take it out before. Like, does he really check every night if it's there?
Right. I don't know. Maybe he does.
David refused to be taken to a hospital and was treated for minor injuries by paramedics on the scene. Now let's get into some background information.
Okay.
So his assistant named David Warren Malloy also went by the nickname Skippy, as I said, and he was 29 years old at the time. Malloy was arrested the same afternoon and was charged with burglary and assault with a deadly weapon.
Okay.
The cops did a thorough search of the house, but they could not find him, so they had to follow him back to his house, and he was arrested that same day.
I wonder what he was doing.
I
always wonder this, like, when the police have to follow somebody home. Like, did they get home and, like, act natural? Did he, like, turn on the TV? Was he eating, like, a TV dinner?
No, I'll spoil it right now. He tried to kill himself.
Oh, no. Keep going. Okay, keep going. Oh, God.
Yeah. Also that same day, Malloy was brought to a hospital for reasons that the police originally did not disclose. But now that it's been a couple years, we now know that Malloy was trying to kill himself. As I said, he made several calls to a suicide hotline and took 120 Tylenol PMs.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
They still don't know why he did it. Malloy did plead guilty to assaulting David with a shotgun and agreed to seek counseling for drug
with a stun gun. Sorry, you said shotgun.
Stun gun.
I just want to let everybody know that he was not smart enough to get the shotgun.
Yeah, no, he used a stun gun. And he agreed to seek counseling for drug and psychological problems because, come to find out, he was in a, quote, cocaine-induced psychosis at the time of the attack. So drugs.
Wow, yeah.
I'm assuming he needed money for drugs, and that's why he attacked David.
But, like, you would think as David Spade's assistant, he has enough money and means to...
Right. I mean, especially if he's calling you buddy, and also David...
he's, like, in Hollywood. It's, like, not hard to get cocaine in Hollywood.
Well, here's the thing. While he was giving the interview...
He maybe just already had the cocane and was so... Like, he probably was on cocaine and became so angry, because cocaine makes people angry.
Yeah, well... They had a really rough conversation while they were at dinner that night, because if you remember, so I think it's a lead up of a couple of things.
Right, I'm sure. And also, like, not for nothing, like, if he was, like, trying to take his own life, there was a lot going on. It wasn't just the one time he did cocaine.
Right. Malloy ended up being sentenced to 5 years probation and 480 hours of community service. He was also ordered to stay at least 100 yards away from David Spade. The Deputy District Attorney, Wendy Segal, urged the judge to also order Malloy to refrain from any attempts to contact or communicate with David Spade, and he granted it.
Okay.
But Malloy only ended up serving 180 days in a county jail sentence because the burglary charge was dropped as a result of the plea. Mm-hmm. Throughout this whole ordeal, David stressed that he did not want Malloy to go to jail. At the time, he made a statement saying, quote, "David Malloy was a good friend of mine for 5 years. I believe he is a good person who is obviously mentally troubled right now. I can only hope that he seeks the help he needs to get well. My heart goes out to him."
Wow.
So, I never, could not be me. You would never hear those words coming out of my mouth. I'm sorry.
Sherry, I've known you my entire life.
We're
if you
related.
Tried to kill me, I'd cuff her.
Take that bitch to jail. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not loyal to anybody who's trying to kill me.
No, I'm not either. And I want to apologize for it.
And I don't think it's allowed to say.
Me neither.
You try to kill me, you're done. This is why David is
David
beloved by most.
Is incredibly beloved by most.
And this is why I'm not famous. They're like, that bitch Helen.
This is why the minute you reach some fame, they're going to clip this.
Just going to get worse.
Now, he also did another interview with Kevin Nealon on his YouTube channel, and Kevin is another famous comedian, and David talks about what he suspects made Malloy sort of snap, but as we said before, it's obviously not a one instance. I think we're both on the same page.
Right, and I mean, we could circle around it all day. We'll never know really why.
Right.
Unless David Malloy comes out and says, like, hey, girl, this is what happened.
Hey, girl, this is the tea. Okay. At the time, David was filming for his movie Joe Dirt, and a part of Malloy's job as being David's assistant is to read scripts for David. And as Malloy was reading through, I guess he also had aspirations to be an actor or comedian because he asked David to play the role of the mechanic in the movie. Meanwhile, he has no acting experience. I think that was just something he wanted to do, and David says he will see what he can do. So time goes on, and Malloy is pumped, thinking he's going to get this role in David's big movie, like it's going to be incredible. But one day, David gets a call from Adam Sandler. Adam suggests that Kevin would be perfect for the role of the mechanic, and David says, sure.
Well, not for nothing, David Spade doesn't want to lose his assistant. Like, he starts to become an actor, and who's David Spade's assistant?
Well, not even that. He has no acting experience, and at the time, David was also very close with Adam Sandler from, like, the Grown Ups movie. Right. And I think he was also, like, that's just, like, a strong connection.
Well, like, and when did this all go down?
2001.
So, like, I mean, not for nothing, like, David Spade wasn't even, like, a gigantic name like he is today. Like, who was he to be, like, ordering people around for, like, what movie he should... Right. I mean, he was a name, but, like... not to the effect of today. Like, I think if somebody came to him today and was like, hey, can I be in a movie? He'd be like, sure, I can make anything happen.
Yeah.
But, like, then it maybe wasn't as easy for him to do. And like I said, like, that's his assistant. He's not dying to lose an assistant to fame.
Right. Now, Malloy is shocked and says, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, just say no to Sandler. But David gently says, that's not how things work around here. Because, like, apparently Adam Sandler was the whole reason the movie was even being made. I'm assuming he had some, like, investment in it.
Adam
so
Sandler
it's like, come on. You're
not
going to break that.
A comedy god.
Yeah.
No one's going to be like, no, Adam. Actually, my assistant wants to be the mechanic.
Exactly. Like,
it just doesn't add up.
No. David is confused at Malloy because he's pissed. And in David's words, he was, quote, huffing and puffing. And to David, he was just, like, not getting why Malloy was so upset. He's like, dude, it's like, you know how this works. Come on. Like, right. You're not oblivious to this. You're my assistant. You know how this works.
I can't stress it enough. Just, like, the assistant route is not a good way to get famous because now a famous person is relying on you and they don't want you to become an actor because you're their assistant. Right. Especially after being a good assistant. They're not going to be like, yeah, sure, I want you to be famous so that I can, like, be out of an assistant.
And as you say, not for nothing, but in the interview he did with Howard Stern, Howard even recognized his assistant. And so did this Kevin Nealon person. So, I mean, he had connections with some of David's friends. I'm assuming if he did want to pursue a career in acting, it wouldn't be that hard.
It just could have been through somebody else.
Yeah.
And also, not for nothing, like, maybe get smaller roles before you become...
a main role.
Yeah. Not that I know if the mechanic's a main role or not. I just don't know.
Cut to the night before David is attacked. Him and Malloy are editing this movie. And apparently when the scene came up of the role Malloy wanted to play, he said, quote, "Oh, this is where Sandler fucked me."
Oh.
Malloy leaves, still angry. They go out to dinner. Malloy's still angry. They all go home. Malloy's still angry. So that's really the end of it. I mean, like, I think it was a buildup of a couple of things. Do I think cocaine helps your anger? No. But it was just very tragic and intense.
I think it's like what we see here is like maybe this excessive drug use has just made him not himself. If David thinks he's a good person, I believe that. And it's possible for good people to do bad things because drugs don't make you yourself.
And I think it's interesting to see how that varies person to person.
Right. Thanks for listening. You can catch us on Instagram at The Chalkline Pod.
Twitter at The Chalkline Pod.
And follow along with our YouTube channel. The link is in our Instagram bio.
Tune in next Thursday for another story. There I was, innocently scrolling on TikTok after a long day of work, when I came across an interview with David Spade. While the clip was only 30 seconds long,
Hold on. I need to call you out for a second. Why is there an S at the end of long?
A long day work.
No.
Yes.
And why did you pronounce the S?
After a long...
Move the S. Do not say it. I'm not allowing this on my podcast.
Fine. We're going to start again. There I was, innocently scrolling on...
Wait, I think I was still laughing while you were...
Oh!
Let's just make
Okay,
sure
okay,
it's right.
okay.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, you're right. No, you're right.